Let's get started then. Go ahead and lay all the way back. Your head is in, your legs are in. Taking a chance to enjoy a few breaths here. Huge inhales. And long exhales. I love this way of getting the day going. It's the body moving, body stretched, blood flowing, so all sorts of goodies. Maybe this group will relate. I always bring a little intention with the classes that I teach. And what I was thinking about for today's intention, there's been a couple of kind of long trips that I've been on where it was fun, lots of good stuff happened, but just that feeling of coming home is amazing. Getting to sleep in your own bed, getting to eat your own food, all of that good stuff. There's just something special about coming home. And so that was my intention for today, is coming home, especially to our body. So that can look like, finally being present. Maybe most of our day, we're living our life not even aware of our body. Our body carries us from activity to activity, but besides that, we kind of just ignore it. And so this is an invitation today to return to the body. So let yourself feel good sensations, feel yourself stretching, feel yourself just enjoying it, breathing, being present. And that type of mindfulness changes life, I think, when we can incorporate that a little bit more. So that's our simple intention for class today. So with that, to get us started, let's take some easy stretches. So arm stretch all the way to the back wall. And the shoulders will go to the right and to the left. Do you need me to stop your rocking? Not sure how you're doing. You're doing okay? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's always fine to pop out if you need to. Good. So shoulders, ribs, all those areas getting a nice initial stretch. And then from here back to the center, take your right knee to chest, put that knee in. Do a couple of ankle rolls with right foot. Make sure you hit both directions, clockwise and counter. And let's extend this right leg up to sky, moving into hamstring for a moment. I love how it feels to get the hamstring stretched. I think that's because I tend to sit, cross-legged and crunched in a lot. So getting to extend those muscle groups just always feels amazing. So just enjoy another huge inhale. Good exhale. And let's hook this right heel over to back left. So it's like a pigeon pose. If you're confused at all, you can skip me. But you're hooking your right heel to the part that's closer to your head on the left. Good. Slide the shin in. That way you can feel that right hip muscles stretching for a moment. A chance to enjoy getting into some of these major muscle groups. Take another huge inhale. Easy exhale. We'll start to release this right leg, drop it all the way down. Left knee into chest, a couple of ankle rolls. Both directions. Extend leg up to sky. Stretch this hamstring. And hook the left ankle to the right, or that's close to your head. All the way that in. Good. Slide the shin in. Beautiful. Squeeze this ankle. So both legs are back inside. Let's take a little back bend. So the head comes out the back end, the shoulders come out. You can grab onto the end of the fabric on that side and then just start to let the hips go backwards. So you're taking a back bend. Up to you how deep that is. If you keep the fabric closer to shoulder blade, that's easier. If you let it start to fall down to the waist, that's deeper. Releasing hands even deeper. So you choose the depth. Couple of breaths. Drive it back onto the fabric. Let's rise up. So our legs are still inside. Reach your hands toward your toes. Just a nice counter stretch for the back. Beginning to stretch backwards and now stretch forwards. I like to let the head drop heavy forward. Maybe even roll the head over to right shoulder. Left shoulder. Nice and easy. A lot of these muscle groups take some time to start working together in the morning. Just enjoy the journey. That's what part of that returning home is all about. Good. So now we're going to lay back down like how we were. And then turn your body so that your torso is facing toward the front door where we came in. You've got one hip stacked on top of the other, so we're facing toward the front door. Good. So almost like a huge cat cow. Let yourself curl in. So it's like elbows try to touch knees. You're pulling in tiny ball. And then arch yourself all the way up and down. Good. Let's get that nice and slow. Two more times on this side. Curl in. Arch back. One more. Arch back. Beautiful. Grabbing up high on the fabric. Help your hips shift to the second side. And 3 times here, just nice and slow like that. Curl in. Arch back. 2. 1. Beautiful. From here, work your elbows kind of by your chest, and then continue to rotate yourself so that you're on your belly. Kind of a funky movement, but get your elbows underneath you and then work to belly. And then press your hips back so that essentially you're kneeling the inside. Belly first, and then back to kneeling. Okay, I think we made it. Awesome. Okay, so now your hands are going to be on the end of the fabric, this loose fabric that's in front of you, find the end of it. Your arms are a little bit wider than shoulders and you're grabbing onto just a good fistful at the end. Good, now come up to a high kneeling spot. So now there's gonna be a straight line from knees to shoulders. Try to maintain that nice long line. We're doing rollers. So lock the elbows straight and then roll your arms forward. Feel the core work. Even hold for a moment at the hard spot. And roll it back. Okay, let's do a few of those. Rolling forward. And back. Let's take another 3. Maybe even hold if you want to make it more challenging. Back. 2. Back. Last one. Hold. Holding. Whenever you're ready to finish this last one, belly flop forward. Your belly is all the way dropped down. Just enjoy it for a moment. I like either the arms to be dangling out the front or extended forward, whatever feels more comfortable for shoulders. Just enjoy that for a moment. I like how this kind of gives your back just a gentle arch. Good, and then let's flip all the way around. So belly is back up to the ceiling. Okay, we're gonna take a vampire pose from here. If you've done vampire before and you just want to get into it, that's fine. Go out right ahead. If you're like, what is that? Make sure you can get in the spot where you can see me. So we're already almost prepared for it, but just make sure that you don't have too much fabric at the neck, because if you have that huge fistful, it's gonna cushion your neck uncomfortably. So you do want the fabric to cover your shoulders, but besides that, step your feet in and then extend the legs back out so that you're pushing a lot of the excess fabric down. You have just enough to cover the shoulders and the head is out the edge. Awesome. So sometimes that takes 3 or 4 of those, but once you've got it, hands grip up high to the both sides, left and right. Good. Feet hike up. It doesn't matter if you're inside or outside the fabric. Keep the feet in the middle though, not wrapped. Now the feet push into each side, and then by pushing, you're able to grip, rise upside down. That's vampire. I'll come outside just to watch that last step if you need it. Good. That's it. Yep. Keep on rising up higher, higher. It's all the way to stacking your hips over shoulders. Good. That's got it. So I love this one for that pressure that you get in the shoulders. Usually our shoulders hike up to ears. That's one of the signs that we're not being very present. So just feel the shoulders push back down. Also, my little rule about inversions, you don't have to stay as long as anybody else. If you feel like you're ready to come out, you just roll back down. Sometimes you just have to adjust how the fabric is resting on the neck again. If you want to come out and then come back into it, that's fine. Whenever you can stay upside down as long as you want. I like to give people plenty of time for the inversions, but whenever you feel ready, just slide your hips back down, take the head back in so you can rest. We give ourselves restful poses after inversions so that it gives a chance for the circulatory system to flip back around again. It's a very different experience for where the blood needs to go when we're upside down versus upright. So this is a little bit of time just to help it reorient. Good. And then from here, just keep on enjoying the restful pose. At the point that you feel like you'd be good to move on, start to sit up. That's kind of your little sign to me that you're doing good. Sometimes you just need some time though, so don't feel like you're rushed out. Good. Okay. So from a seated place, let's just take a nice twist. So bunch up the fabric towards the front door. And your right arm stretches to the back wall, or it can circle around the fabric behind your head. We're taking a twist, so whichever twist feels better for the spine. Lengthen the spine up, then rotate. And let's release, take the second side. That's going to be your left arm that stretches the back wall or circles around the head. Up to twist a little more. Work. Let's release. So 2 options to come out. Option 1, just grip on, tilt up for a moment to get some momentum to tilt forward. That's option 1. Option 2, a really, really tight grip about shoulder height. And you can lift up and circle all the way back in a flip. Your choice. Okay, so flip the fabric out in front of you, bunch on a little bit wider than shoulders. Similar to before, we're doing some of those rollers. So keep a nice stitch straight line, this time from ankles to shoulders. And press forward, hold for a moment, and return. Your breath flowing with you. Inhale. Exhale. The best part is you control how far you go. You control how long you're holding it. Take another 5. If you're going at my pace, you can go longer. 4. 3. 2. So, last one. Hold as long as you wish for this. Keep breathing. Whenever you come back, so just bend at the waist. A nice 90-degree angle. Kind of relax the palms. They don't have to grip so much like the death grip anymore. It's nice to even sway a little bit left and right. Just be mindful of your neighbors. Try not to bump too much into each other. Soft bend to the knees, roll up. Take your hands out if you still need that. Okay, we're going to grip on just a little bit higher than shoulders. You're going to try to hold yourself into a curled up little ball for as long as you wish, as long as you can. And then when you land, you're going to land with right foot in front of left foot. Okay? So curling up, kickball, and let's go. Good work. Reset the grip to how you were when you land. And just nice pyramid pose lean. Bending the right elbow down to the ground. Your left arm stretches up and over, so you get extra stretch through your side ribs. And straighten both arms back forward. Pivot the toes to the back door, to a wide half forward fold. Return forward. Soft bend to the front knee just to help you rise. Okay, we're going to switch the legs out. If you wished that you could have done longer, but the fabric was slipping through, you can do a couple of wraps around your wrist this time. If you just want to do a quick hop up into the ball and then switch, that's also fine. So grip a little higher and curl up. Good. You choose how long, whenever you finish. That same pyramid pose. This time left foot is forward. Try to keep your hips facing forward rather than to the side. Good. But the back heel is down, so you need to shorten stance. That's fine. Front leg is nice and straight for this one. So really good for hip straight. You got it. Bend the left elbow down to the ground. This right arm stretches up and over. Both arms back forward. And pivot the toes to the front door. Half wide angle forward fold. Part of traveling sometimes is you're cooped up for a long period of time. So just getting the body, letting the body have a chance to stretch is a huge way to return home. Good. Pivot the toes back forward. And slight bend to the front knee to rise. Good. One more chance. So if you want that holding, wrap a few times. Otherwise, just a hop up and then land a boot. Good. You can release, shake your hands out. And let's go into a hip hang. So grab up back onto the fabric in front of you, a little wider than hips. Bring it up to hip bones. Even come up to tippy toes for this one. So that way, you're definitely in bones, not guts. So walk forward to take the slack out. And then bend at the waist, drop the hands down. Good. 3 good steps to take us back under plumb line, like a downward facing dog. So this is option 1, just stay here, down dog. This one's more gentle on the hip muscles. This one can be kind of intense if you're not used to it. A hip hang is starting to lift the toes up, but keep the knees down. The hands on the floor can allow for you to kind of wiggle the hips left and right. But it's also really nice sometimes just to hug around the knees. So that's also an option, just to let the spine hang when you're curled in. Good. So similar to before, listen to your head. Make sure you're not upside down for too long. But also, if you need to take little breaks for your psoas muscles, the muscles in front of hips, that's also fine to take little breaks. So just like before, those that want to stay upside down longer, great. If you've already hit the point you're ready to come up, walk your feet forward until they're flat on the ground and just slowly roll your head up. The restful pose for this one is just swing the fabric behind you and lean back. One of my favorite things here is just take the hands behind the head. And as I bend my right knee, I take my right elbow close to that knee. Huge side body stretch. And then straighten that side, switch. I enjoyed that. Sometimes a little back bend can go nice. You've got some options here, just whatever feels really good for a bit. Had some time to flip back around while we're just enjoying these easy stretches. And if you hit that point where you're like, I'm good, my head's flipped, I'm not dizzy, nothing like that, you feel ready to come out, back yourself up and lift the fabric out in front. Okay. And let's take our right thigh inside. You don't want to be too far behind plumb line. So if you gaze up, you're like an inch behind. Good. This one doesn't require a death grip. So just sometimes even just start flat, wrap the thumb. Then if you feel like you want a little bit more, then it's easy to just stay relaxed from here. But you'll start to sink your hips forward. Doing that really good psoas stretch, especially after that compression we just put on it. It feels really nice. Sometimes I can get the back calf and the stretch as well by trying to drop that heel down. But if you feel weak ankle at all, just lift back up. That'll help to make sure that you're not putting any sort of pressure. Good. Switching from warrior one to warrior two, both hands go on left. And then rotate your standing towards the back door. Maybe one arm extends forward. Maybe the back arm extends back. If this is ever too much pressure on your thighs, you can spread out the surface area. So sometimes it's nice to get that deep tissue massage like using a roller, but at the beginning that can be a lot. Beautiful. Both hands straight back on. Turn your weight over standing leg. Keep yourself facing toward the back door, but slip to the ankle. Awesome. So both hands are still in this left hand up, right hand down. Awesome. If this is enough stretch, just stay. If you want more, sink your weight any amount toward the mirror. And take your weight back over standing leg. Grip one hand on each side. From your standing toes to face forward. Awesome. This one's for the hamstrings. So version one is just slide your hands down. The torso gets closer to the thigh. Version two is split. So hands bump up and then sink your weight forward. Doesn't really matter which one you go to. It's whatever feels really helpful. Helps to bring you kind of home to your hamstrings. Like, hello, area that I maybe have been ignoring for a while. Here we are. We're here together again. And let's take our weight back over standing leg. slip the arch of the foot onto the middle of the fabric. Good. We're going to try to minimize the swinging as we come up to stand. So use your core, use your leg strength to rise. The left leg wraps from behind around that left side. Good. Once you've got the left leg wrapped, also bring your left elbow and then shoulder forward. The left and left, it feels funky until you get here, and then it requires no hands at all. So you can do hands to heart. Maybe you want to bump the foot a little higher for tree pose. If it gets really intense on the fascia of the foot that's getting that massage right now, you can always come out early, but kind of breathe into it. Coming home to that foot, it's like, thank you for all you do. One more good breath in, out. Right hand grips on for safety. And then the left hand grabs as soon as it can. As you unwind the left leg, send it through the middle. We're going to land that left foot to the floor at the same time that we flip the right foot. The right foot's trying to catch the fabric. Yeah. Good work. That's okay, that's okay. Just take your right foot in from behind. You got it. Okay, so whenever you get here, switch your grip so it's just a thumbs down grip over your shoulders and a dancer's pose. So keep your elbows pointed to the mirror, start to lean forward, but then kick the foot into the fabric. That's what creates the lift. Beautiful. Release. Now just rest the fabric on the back side of the shoulders and lean back. As the knee kind of tilts backwards, you feel the quad stretch. Yeah. I'm like, I see some faces. Yep. Okay, weight back over standing leg. Try to find your balance and then drop hands to the floor. Once you get hands to the floor, try to straighten both legs. Good. And then we're walking our hands backwards into the splits. So if you're tall like me and you're touching the wall, you can pop the foot that's on the ground forward a little bit and relax. Yeah. With tightness, that it can be a challenge for that bottom leg. So try to focus on the bottom leg more than the other. Try to just straighten that without even needing to walk forward. Yeah. Good. Okay. We're going to switch into a downward facing dog. So plant the hands up at the top of the mat. The other foot hops backwards, so it's a three-legged. Okay. A little core movement. Shift the shoulders over the wrists like a plank. And then left foot lifts up and down. Then shift the hips back to three-legged dog. Let's repeat that 4 more. So plank, lift, lower, three-legged dog. 3, 2. This last one, if you want to stay longer, you can take the left ankle into the fabric. Stay as long as you wish. When you're ready to come down, left knee will come down into pigeon pose. Got it. If you get there, you can lower to elbows. Yeah, you can kind of play with it. The back knee being bent versus straight shifts the muscles that are in the stretch. So play with whichever one feels better for your needs today. Up to hands. Lower the back knee down to the ground for a moment and just give yourself a recovery moment. So sometimes that's just kind of shifting the hips around for a moment. Good child pose. Just a couple of breaths. Good. Up to a high kneeling spot. From the outside, just grab onto each side of the fabric. Do a little flow. So first we tilt backwards. Then you lift the hips up like a camel pose. And slowly with arm strength, pull yourself up to the normal. Good. Unravel the spine completely stacked. Readjust back to the insides. Puppy pose. Belly comes down, shoulders stretch forward. And slowly shift hips back to child. Good. You want to stay with this grip, it's fine. Otherwise, switch back and then roll yourself backwards. Hip lift. Arm shrink to slowly rise. Eventually puppy, belly drops down. And child. Let's take two more. So after this last puppy and child, we'll then come up to stand. So gripping up high and rise. Left thigh in. Make sure you're not too far behind plumb line, so hop forward. Easy grip, at least to start. Sink your weight forward. Warrior one. Both hands to right, standing toes rotate to the right. Opening up the arms, sink the weight forward, warrior two. You can spread out the surface area if you need to. Turn the weight back over the standing leg. Bump the fabric to the ankle. Still gripping on right, goes up, left and down. Option to sink more weight forward. Weight back over standing leg, grab one hand on each side, turn standing toes forward. Splits, option one is just the easy hamstring stretch, or option two, the normal splits. Grip up high, sink the weight forward. Whatever brings you more home here. Right to this nice intense spot. Weight back over standing leg. Arch of the foot into the fabric. Try to minimize the swing as you rise. From behind, right leg wraps around. And then right elbow and then shoulder forward. I know it feels funky until you're there. Maybe the foot higher, maybe hands to heart. Again, if this is really intense on this side, you can always bump down it earlier if you need to. A couple more breaths. Last inhale. Exhale. Left hand grabs for safety. Right hand grabs as soon as it can. Unwind right, sending it through the middle. That'll be our new standing foot. Grip, flip left, and land. Thumbs down, grip over the shoulders whenever you get there. Good, elbows point forward, lean forward, and then kick the foot into the fabric, dance. And rise, rest the fabric on the back sides of shoulders. Lean back until you're in quad stretch. Weight back over the center. Find your balance to drop hands down. And we're in splits, so walk backwards if you can. Focus on straightening right leg, much as possible. One more good inhale. And exhale, three-legged dog. Point the hands forward. The right foot hops back. Okay, so shift to plank. Lift right foot up and down. Shift back, legged dog. 4, 3, 2. You want to hold the last one a bit longer. Maybe right foot slides inside the loop. Stay as long as you wish. Right leg pigeon whenever you're done. Go to elbows if that feels good. Hands, lower the knee. Take some recovery time, shifting hips or just an easy child pose, whatever feels good. It's time to rise. Step up nice and high each side. We'll take a back bend. Plant both feet in front. Lift the hips up and back like a wheel pose. You choose how long to stay. Arm strength brings you up when you're ready. When you're there, flip fabric behind your back. Last inversion of the day. So slide the thumbs in. The arms all the way through the middle of the back, and then yep, slide the thumbs in. You got it. You're trying to push the fabric here so that it stays across your sacrum. So a little bit lower. It's not quite as high as it was before. Like with the belt, it's a little lower, not sitting bones, but a little higher, kind of that nice sacral spot. So you're pushing your palms in to keep it there. 1 foot steps back. Lean back, but engage your core. So you're trying to lock it in place where it is on the sacrum. So from here, tiptoe until you're under plumb line. Under plumb line, you can just slide the hands up, open the knees wide, wrap. As soon as you've got the feet wrapped, you are, so bring the feet all the way around the other side. That's it. As soon as the feet are wrapped like that, you're welcome to release hands. You got it? You got it? Good. Tiptoe forward a little bit so you don't swing so much. Good. Hands up, knees wide. That's it. Wrap the feet, and you're there. Release the hands if you feel comfortable. Right. So this is a lot of people's favorite because of this spinal decompression that can happen. Like we're literally growing taller right here. So as much as you can, try to just release that. But there's other variations you can play with if you'd like to as well. Like a twist or things like that. I'll just repeat my rule for inversions. Don't feel like you have to stay as long as anybody else. Listen to your body so you're coming out when your body tells you to. But as long as it still feels good, keep on letting your body enjoy that release. Constant and long. Yep, got it. Stay back. Both of us center out. It can be nice to slide the fabric under your shoulder blades and then walk yourself forward like a chair. So hips are under plumb line, knees are forward of that. And then from here, it can be nice to just take right ankle to left thigh and let that right knee drop open. Last couple of really good stretches to the body. Left. Sometimes I'll do frog leg circles, just kind of rotating forward and then pushing back. Sometimes I'll give myself just a last stretch for inner thighs. So bring the feet wide and bring the hands to help press the knees open. Straightening the right leg can be nice for a moment. And left. Beautiful. Release. If you just want to hang here for a little bit longer, this is another way that can decompress the spine. If you're ready to come up, essentially we're about that Shavasana point of class. So if ever you don't want to come back to the hammock, you can just lay on the floor. But those that want to come back in, when you get to that point, you'll just wave it out like we did at the beginning. Take about half the fabric in your hands, then come back to that spot where you can just gently rock for the last few minutes. Head in, legs in, that whole. You might have to pop out and just take a little bit more fruit in your hands. That's okay. Happens to everybody. You'll go from there. Yeah. Get a little bit more in your hands. You'll have enough. Good. Got it. Actually laying all the way back comfortably. No rush to get there if you're enjoying your last beats. But this, more so than anything else, is like the time to come home. Like we've moved a lot, we've breathed a lot, good things flowing. Now this is the integration time, where we just get to let the body receive and integrate all the benefits of this practice we've had. All you have to do is just breathe in and out for the next few minutes. Here, let's begin to take good deep inhales. Exhales. Introduce little movements to the body. Fingers and toes. Ankles and ribs. Stretching out in ways that feel good. Maybe arms to the back wall, letting the shoulders wiggle left and right a few times. Maybe taking the fetal position like we did earlier. One hip stacks on top of the other hip as you roll to one side. Curl in, arch back a few times each direction. Just taking the next minute or so to just slowly wake up, slowly return. If you're doing the fetal position, make sure you get some to each direction, maybe 3 or so to one side, and then switch 3 or so to the other. Eventually rising up to a comfortable seated place when you're ready. Hands together in front of heart. We'll reconnect with our intention one more time. Just that simple idea of returning home to our body a little bit more frequently. So with this type of mindfulness to lead us on, let's wrap up the time that we shared together with the sound of oh, deep inhale together. Oh. Be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.